Cycling. I've seen a lot of my friends get into it. I've seen a lot of YouTubers get into it. I've even seen my parents get into it. A lot of people in my circle got into it within the last couple of years or something, and I personally didn't understand the hype, so I'm finally trying it out today. Now, I'm not gonna go on a straight mountain bike trail for this video. Maybe in the future I'll get to do that, who knows, but for now we're just gonna go for some straight cycling, just to see how my asthmatic self holds up when cycling for long distances. So, let's get ready. Of course, I had to charge the GoPro batteries for this, and I also prepared GoPro mounts. What? I guess 2 of them are charged. So this is a wrist mount. This is a chest mount. And this is a head mount. I wasn't sure which mount to bring because I was thinking maybe the head mount made sense, but then I realized I was an idiot because I'd be wearing a helmet and it wouldn't work. So I decided to take the chest mount. In terms of what I'm wearing, well, I've looked better. I had to borrow a pair of my dad's cycling shorts, yes, the ones with the butt pads, and I know they're supposed to fit tightly, but they fit pretty damn tight on me. Because, especially for a calisthenics dude, I have the quads of a horse that eats whey protein for breakfast. In terms of shoes, I just wore some beaters. I wasn't sure what type of shoes was best for cycling, and definitely not these because my shoes slipped a few times while we were going up, but it's cool. Anyway, these are the bikes. The green one is my dad's, and the red one is actually my mom's, but I'm gonna use it because you guys know red has always been my favorite color, and it's not like I had any other option, so I went with that. Before we started, I actually downloaded this tracker app just to measure the total distance we'd actually cycle? Yeah, well, I'm not sure what went wrong, if it was the phone or if it was the app, but it stopped working halfway. So afterwards, I just took to Waze and Google Maps to actually find out the distance we biked, roughly, or cycled, whatever it is, and it was about 7 kilometers roughly, which I know isn't a long distance at all, especially for those experienced cyclists watching, but I think it was a pretty decent distance, at least for someone like me who has never done it before. And yes, looking back at the footage now, I realize I should have angled the camera up a bit more, but again, this was my first time. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have an instruction manual, I didn't have a coach, but don't worry, the angle gets just slightly better later in the video. We started off at the main road with my dad leading the way since he knew the route we were going to take, and then after that we took a turn to the more suburban and more hilly roads up the mountain. One of the toughest parts for me personally was actually just biking through traffic on the main roads. Yes, I drive cars and motorcycles. My license restrictions are 1 and 2 for my Philippine drivers out there. But when you're just on a bicycle surrounded by a bunch of motorized vehicles, I can't help but feel like, I don't know, a surfer in shark-infested waters. Not sure why that was the only analogy I could come up with. Anyway, yeah, it was a lot more fun to me when there were little to no cars around anymore. There were, however, a lot more pedestrians, which you guys will see. A lot more pedestrians to worry about. Also, the paths were tighter since there were little to no sidewalks at some places. Also, some stray animals, cats and dogs, and a few motorcyclists, and also a bunch of broken roads, which honestly was all part of the experience. Now, in terms of my conditioning, I didn't get any soreness in my legs because, again, I have the quads of a horse on roids, but my breathing is where I struggled, which is what I initially expected being asthmatic. We did eventually take our masks off though when we were higher up the mountain, but even still, it was not easy. But obviously, I pushed through. My asthmatic self has been through worse, and I just did my best to enjoy the air blowing past as we went up the mountain. Our destination was the scout camp thing in the mountain, and when we got there, we just took a few clips of me riding around for the video, which you guys are seeing right now, and you probably saw in the intro. And we just had like a 10-15 minute breather before we eventually slowly made our way back. Oh, and also, this next bit you guys are about to see happened a couple times, but I only got it once on camera, so enjoy.
Dad. Excuse me. Oh.
At the end of the day, cycling was a pretty fun experience. I can also imagine like if there was a group of cyclists versus just one or two of you, you'd be a lot more motivated and a lot more amped up to just go further and further and further, which I think is really cool. So the verdict, cycling, although still not my favorite method of cardio, I'm glad I did it because I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it. And I would definitely do it again. And even push myself further and further next time. We'll see. But yeah, I always see a lot of cyclists around the city, and especially when we have trips like road trips up the mountains and stuff, we always see cyclists along the road going uphill, and I have tons of respect for those guys now because cycling uphill for extended periods of time is not easy at all. I can now say that with first-hand experience, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this has been me trying out cycling for the first time. If you've never done it before, definitely give it a try if you can. It's a lot of fun and definitely a great cardio and endurance workout. Please let me know what other things you guys want me to try out. Leave them in the comments below, whether it's fitness related or just anything fun and exciting. I'll be sure to check them out and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I have a bunch of other fitness related content on my channel which you guys might enjoy. I will leave the link to the playlist down below. I also make food related content and just other things that I enjoy I make videos about. So if you guys want to see more of that, please like and subscribe if you're new. I upload new videos every single Saturday. My links are also down below to social media as well as my business email, so check that out if you guys want. And that's been it. I'm out, guys. Peace. Hwah!